Yo, what is going on, YouTube? We are back. Call on Tyrone Week Zero preview. I got a special guy on tonight, Gator Dude. How you doing?
What's up, y'all? So, first things first, though, we need to get you some sort of like intro song like you do for the Hawks games
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
do. We do. Hey, if
Um,
you're in here and you make music, hit me up so I can give me a song to come on, man. Make me a song. Let's see what we can do. But first off, thank you guys for coming on tonight. Want to say subscribe to FILA. We're at 2.4. Thank you. If you're a subscriber, thank you. 2.4. We are at 2.4, man. It feels good. But Gators on. Wallace is in the building. The Atlanta kid is in the building. How y'all doing tonight? But thank you. Like I said, thank you for 2.4. But let's get into it. First game of the year, we get Nebraska versus Illinois. I'm gonna let you start, Gator. How'd you feel about that?
it was the first half was very much Big Ten football, ugly, not very organized, not no offense, but I think you come out of that knowing more about Illinois than and Nebraska. You actually know more about both teams. You know, Nebraska is still the same dumb team that's going to make mistakes, penalties, and have costly turnovers with poor
Yeah.
quarterback play. And now you know Illinois is already making extreme changes under their new coach. And so I think you come out of that game with a lot of knowledge, some of which you previously we had acquired already. But, it's rough, though, because my dad's a Nebraska fan. So, like,
Mhm. Oh yeah,
not
that had to
pretty.
be hard. Yeah. So watching Nebraska play, they looked horrible. I mean,
It's bad.
you started off okay. Everybody's like, okay, man. Everybody's like, this will be cool. They look good, and then they got really, what made you think they were gonna win the game was they got the touchdown first, and then it was like, okay, so this is gonna be an ugly game, so they should probably win. And then Illinois just decided they were gonna wake up, and what is it called? I can't think of his name, but is it Boeheim? Shout out him. Welcome back to Big 12 football. I mean Big 10 football for him. Um, he looked good. I mean, he had his backup quarterback almost play better than his starter. And when you have that kid who threw literally, what was it? He had 8 touchdowns and 20 interceptions in 2018. When you have a kid come off the bench like that and still win a game and look good, and he managed the game well, you're doing something right in your coaching.
It's extremely
Um,
evident that he had him prepared and that
yeah,
he was ready for whatever was going to happen, especially with, week zero madness.
yeah. And it's weird because I didn't know, you weren't expecting a lot of exciting games week zero because they're never really that. You get a couple of them, but everybody knows week one is the week everybody looks forward to. But week zero is the week that gets you prepared. But Illinois showed you that they're going to be a team this year. Let's put it like that.
Yeah,
Um,
much different
they're going to
than
be a
it
team to
was.
fight in the East for sure. I think they have a better chance. They have so coming. I mean, who they have? They got to play probably Wisconsin, which I feel like is going to be. I think Wisconsin might win the East. I think the West. Of course, Ohio State will always win the West. I don't think there's not a team out there that'll beat Ohio State. Um, but definitely, I think the East. Illinois. I think Boeheim has a program now where he has like the most super seniors in the country right now.
Dude,
Um,
aren't they returning like 20 starters or
yeah, like
something?
then they were saying this is the hardest camp they've been through since they've been in Illinois. So, which that's not a shot at their old coach, but you can tell that program is kind of sort of switched. But he made Illinois like I mean, and then let's think about it. The crowd was into it. That was great to see. We had crowds back.
Yes.
Um,
Great to
that
see.
made it exciting. That made it fun. But crazy. I mean, craziest thing is watching Scott Frost have, and then they put the graphic of him having one of the worst losing percentages. Winning, I know what about win percentages, like 0.37 or something.
Yeah,
And that was like, I mean, it's bad.
it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough, and he's like the Atlanta kid said. I think he will be fired by October. Um, especially if I go to their schedule, he's not gonna there's not an easy schedule when you're in the Big Ten. Let's be honest. There's
No,
not an easy team in the Big Ten anymore.
every game's a
So
dogfight now.
yeah, which makes football fun in the Big Ten. It's not like you just so they lost. It really shouldn't even have been 22-30. It really should have been like 16-30. Um,
I mean,
but
they win that game if the kicker doesn't miss 2 extra points, and then they don't have the dumb scoop and score touchdown at the end of the half and dumb safety. Like that was the
yeah,
dumbest safety I've ever seen.
that was the dumbest safety I've ever seen happen ever. Like, how? Um, I'm I'm so glad 4 years ago we took Dan Bullen and not Chip. Well, Chip Kelly's rebuilding. Let's be honest. Chip Kelly's in a rebuild, which DTR looked horrible today. I'm gonna say it. DTR, of he has great speed and he can run the ball, but he is not accurate. Let's be honest. If you watch that UCLA game, that running game was beautiful. But DTR himself, you would think I think at half he was like 4 or 15, but they were up like 30-0 or like 30-3. So you would think, oh, he's having a great game. And then they show you his stats and you're like, huh? That doesn't even sound right. So, that's for him. Nah, he tweaking. That's hilarious. I don't think that showed that much because Nebraska still rebuilt. This is year 4 for them, though. That's the thing about Nebraska. And Big Ten, you in year 4, Wallace. He ain't. You supposed to
Yeah,
be winning by now.
he's in year 4. Every single player playing is one of his recruits.
Yeah,
It's
at this
all on
point,
him now.
yeah. At year 4, he's at all these are his players. But going into Nebraska's schedule, let's be honest, they got Fordham next week. Buffalo the week next. Then they got to go to Norman, which that game, hopefully, these 2 games in between gets them ready for Norman. Or
Mm,
unless Spencer Rattler's going to have a game of his life if he plays them at this point.
but
Um,
maybe not so much because I mean the front seven for Nebraska didn't look horrible. They were able to get
the
stops.
front seven, yeah, the front seven looked good for them. The front seven look they got like 3 blitzes in the first half. So their scheme, and I said this in one of our group chats. I said the front seven looks special, but that offense looks horrendous. Your defense can only do so much. If you keep putting them out there on the field, then you're not going to get away with a lot. Let's be honest.
I mean, with the offense,
Because
though, like Martinez
exactly,
clearly has no touch whatsoever on
no,
his throws, and
no.
he can inconsistently hit a receiver. I don't know why they don't have him throwing easier passes like slants and ends and stuff. Get him in the rhythm before you try to go deep or make a tough throw every single play. Like
I don't know
figure
why
it
they
out.
don't. At a certain point at halftime, I would have been like, all right, we got to put this other guy in.
I mean, who's even their back now? I know they used to have McCaffrey's brother, but he transferred to Rice. So
It's Logan. He's a freshman. It's a freshman kid.
I
There, I know. I'm going to it right now, y'all. So if I go quiet, but yeah, it's a freshman kid. I want to see if I can go sort by position. Um, because I know Martinez is one, and then I go to the bottom, right there, right there, right there. It's actually like Logan Smothers
okay.
from Alabama. Spencer Art. It's like 4 quarter. They're all freshmen too. There's 5 quarterbacks on this team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jeez.
No, really. There's Martinez, Smothers, this guy named Spencer, Harburg, Jarrett, and Matt Masker. Some of them might be walk-ons, but that's a lot of quarterbacks. And you didn't try one of them, at least one of them, when Martinez was going that bad.
I mean, he
Um,
just clearly doesn't have it. I don't know why at this point. Just put in a freshman and have him ready to go next year. Honestly,
yeah. I think this is Scott Foster's 4th year. I think this is year 4 because Atlanta kid. How many years is this for Dan Mullen?
This is
Is it?
this is the fourth.
Oh, you're a Florida fan too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is his fourth year because this is Kirby's what, fifth or sixth?
This is Kirby's sixth
Fifth,
because
sixth or
sixth.
yeah, I think it's six. Yeah, this is Kirby's six. So yeah, because y'all still had what's his name while we were
Because
there.
we had McElwain and we beat y'all first, or the first year of Kirby, we beat y'all with McElwain. Second year
Yeah.
of Kirby, y'all destroyed us because McElwain got fired, and then Mullen got hired. So
Yeah. So it's Frost, Kelly, and Mullen is their fourth years. Um. Yeah, because everybody, it was like a whole bunch of firings at the same time. I remember that because everybody, I thought y'all were gonna get Kelly. I thought Chip Kelly was gonna go to Florida.
I thought we
And
were
then
gonna get Kelly too, and I was I'm gonna be honest, I was one of the ones who would have preferred Kelly or Frost at the time, but I'm definitely much more appreciative of having Mullen now, seeing where the other two programs are at.
yeah, and I mean Mullen gives y'all a fighting chance every year.
Facts.
Last year you beat us, so that really it's just your recruit. But people like to say is Kirby's the best recruiting coach in the league in college football, which it's because Kirby has like lock in nights and stuff. Like if you watch, if you, I don't know if you guys follow Georgia, please do because and follow Kirby Smart because he has these guys like spend the night at his house and it's he's that's why he recruits so well because he just has a lot of Willie Taggart was in that hiring class too. Oh wow, that was a good class. I mean, that was. I feel like
Yeah, he's
Scott
already getting
Foster.
fired and onto a new job. So
Yeah. The MEX swag game. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that, Marquise, because my NCCU is my favorite HBCU. So I'm definitely gonna talk about those boys winning that game on ESPN, of course. Um, but yeah, Kirby and Mullen, coach. That's what everybody's been saying. Like if Kirby and Mullins were on the same team, that would be a powerhouse.
but the
Because Kirby
recruiting,
would do recruiting and Mullen would just be the coach. Yeah, that would.
uh, that
And
that would
Kirby's defense has never been bad. Let's
yeah,
be
exactly.
honest.
Because then you
He's
could get
never had
rid
a
of both
bad
of them en
defense.
masse.
Yeah. I think it's really what has hurt us a lot is we it's like we blow assignments in situations that we shouldn't. Like it's weird. But Nebraska so really Martinez is only a junior. So you really have 2 years left of him.
No,
Um
Martinez is actually technically a senior. They just don't list a year because last year was COVID, so it didn't count.
oh
So he
wow.
actually is a senior.
And he's playing that bad.
Yeah.
So, this is like their third or fourth Martinez at quarterback, isn't it?
Yeah, they had Taylor Martinez, and they went to the
Yeah.
Big Ten title game with him. That Taylor
Yeah.
Martinez was fire.
But yeah, he was amazing. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks when he was playing. He was a better all around quarterback. Where did he go? He just disappeared off the earth.
I mean, and then
Norfolk State. Oh, you're a Norfolk State fan. Okay. One of my teachers went to I think he went to Norfolk. I can't think of where he went, but he went to HBCU in Virginia. I can't think of the other one. He went to one of those schools. Quiet personality, Saban prodigy, Mullins offense player, outgoing personality, Urban Mike. Yeah, but what's really crazy about that is that Urban Myers and Saban are like literally the two like greatest college coaches. And if you think about it, if you work for Urban Meyer or if you work for Nick Saban, you're going to get a job somewhere. Let's be honest. Like if you work for Urban Meyer, you're going to get a job, or if you work for Nick Saban, you're going to get a job. There's not a lot of other coaches that can say that.
it's just
Especially if you try,
yeah.
like Bill O'Brien is their OC right now. Imagine that. Like, and now, and really and truly, Clemson is just blowing money on them. They have blown money on them. I was gonna say Clemson could have been lost their DC and OC. Let's be honest, because there was people trying to get them for years, and they're not going to. They're not leaving, which is wild to me. I really think at a certain when you keep winning though, let's be honest. If you keep winning, you're not gonna leave. Nebraska just can't get the talent to come there like they did back in the day. No, nobody wants to go to Nebraska.
Exactly.
It's
Also,
like, that's the thing about it. Nobody really wants to go to Nebraska.
they've never been like elite recruiting though. in their heydays in the 90s and stuff, Tom Osborne's whole thing was getting high quality JUCO kids and just taking their talent, like, because they had been previously 4 stars or whatever, but they didn't have the grades needed. They went to JUCO, and then they grabbed them out of JUCO, and that's how they got a lot of the talent they did back then. So, just it's
That's all you need
possible,
though.
but
That like the only thing about JUCO now is that these 5 stars that go into JUCO, um, you lost like you lose them guys from JUCO, and then I mean like they're going to big schools now. Let's be honest. Even if you offer them a scholarship to Nebraska, who really wants to go to Nebraska? Like, I understand you getting a D1 offer, but do I really want to go to Nebraska? So, and you don't have you're not going to promote me Nebraska in a way where I'm just like, yeah, I want to go there. Unless you got to be one of the best. Like the only way, um, only way I think I go to Nebraska is if I knew if they like came off a national championship or something like that. That's when I go to Nebraska. So now you're just gonna name. Let's be honest. If you're okay, well, Bobby Dodd, Lou Holtz. Oh, okay, okay. You're gonna say
yeah,
stop. I knew you were gonna put Spurrier there.
21st century Atlanta kid, 21st.
Yeah, 21st century. Um, Bob Stoops. Who's another coach? Well, let's say 21st century. Who's a better coach except Saban and Myers? Like,
I mean, you could put Dabo.
yeah, you can put Dabo. Dabo's earned it now. Dabo's earned it at this point. Um, I guess you can say Notre Dame's coach Kelly. No, is it Kelly? Is his name Kelly something?
I think so, but like you can't. I did.
It's he. I'm just saying, like that team. He's had players from those teams that are amazing.
Yeah, but he hasn't won jack shit. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, um, yes, Alabama lost 11 coaches from last year and they got hired by other schools. Exactly, exactly, literally. Tutu, I'm not gonna talk about that because if really and truly I was telling the truth. Um, but yeah. So the other game that went on today, Fresno State beat the life out of Connecticut 45-0. Didn't watch that game a lot. People in the chat were saying how good their defense looked. I mean, it's Fresno State, Michael Walker alumni, one of our players. So I definitely, they I guess they have a pedigree there now for defense. That's what people were saying.
I know
But let's get into
nothing about them.
what'd you say?
I know absolutely nothing about them. So that
Yeah,
could be true.
I have literally not heard anything about Fresno State at home, and we all know UConn's a basketball school. Um, Getting into Hawaii and UCLA, UCLA beat them 44-10. Let's be honest. Like I said, DTR did not look that good. He ended up going 10 for 20. He ended up, yeah, thank God he got that far. He went up 10 to 20, 130 yards and a touchdown. While your running back had 6 carries for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns. Britton Brown had 13 carries, 78 yards, and 1 touchdown. And everybody else, except for Ethan Gabers, who was the backup quarterback, was in positive yardage. And he ended up running for 16 yards. So my thing for them is that you're going into LSU next week. You can't run the ball that much. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they just looked like the more physical, more athletically gifted, more talented team that they just should look like under Chip
Yeah.
Kelly at this point. And I don't think they go in and beat LSU next week because LSU is simply going to have a rebound year, and they'll be once again in the elite status, I would assume. But I don't see a way that UCLA really does too. Like, I didn't see anything that eye popped to me outside of the running game, but like I said, they should be the more physically dominant and gifted team.
Yeah, really. Um, you should be, like you said, you should be there. That's where you should be. There's no way in the world you shouldn't have beat Hawaii that bad. Like it really should have been a 50 piece. But you take your starters out because you want to give them rest. But you got to figure out this week with DTR, who is not a bad quarterback. Like he's a good game manager. He's been there for years. You got to figure out with DTR if we go in and try to beat LSU, which they're going to be in California. So that's a trip for LSU, time zone difference, all of that. If you try to beat LSU, you can't try to run the ball 100 times a game. Let's be honest. LSU is going to eat you alive. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Like, I mean, you can't really and truly think you're going to go into LSU next week and do what you did this week versus Hawaii. You just can't. And your schedule going on really anywhere. You get to October 23rd. Well, let me see what's the hardest team on Stanford. I think they'll beat Stanford. I think they'll beat Arizona State. I think they'll beat Arizona. They get to Washington. Really, the back end of their schedule is the hardest. By the time you get to October,
Kelly is loaded with top 25 teams.
Yeah. Look at Chip Kelly. By the time you get to October, you get Washington, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, South USC, and then California to end your season off. Hey.
Not good.
Hey. Chip Kelly. That's that. You gotta win at least out of those 8. You gotta get 6 wins in to make a bowl. You gotta at least, and you gotta at least win. At least for him to be safe, he got to win at least 8 or 9, and that's going to be hard with that October into November. That's going to be hard.
Chip Kelly in though to win big games, so
you try. I mean, it's not Oregon though. Like that's the thing about it. Like you came back to the Pac-12, but it still wasn't the same Pac-12 that it was when you had Marcus Mariota. It had evolved by the time he got back. So he's gonna have to. I guess he's gonna have to find a way. In my eyes, to give me at least 9 wins for you to keep your job. They played Hawaii. That's not Which in his defense though, you have to win defense. You have to win 6 games anyway to make a bowl and be safe. Yeah, you want to be if you want UCLA to be great, then you got to require more than 6 games from him.
If you're bringing in Chip Kelly, you should want more than 6 games in a bowl game. Yeah,
you want more than that. You want to be top. Let's be honest. You want to be close to that top 5 of your Chip Kelly. And if I'm the AD and I bring in Chip Kelly, I'm expecting him to give us a pedigree where we're about to be top of the Pac-12. And to slide into the top 25 real quick, UCLA, first off, they weren't even ranked in the AP poll. I'll put like they weren't ranked in the AP poll. But what's so crazy about it, Pac-12 doesn't show up to number 11, and that's Oregon. So, and then you get number 15 with USC. If I'm Chip Kelly, I need to be in that top 25 to start the season off. Because what if I've been at Oregon and we're not going to talk about the NFL experience. But what if I've been at Oregon? I have been a consistent top 25 team while I was at Oregon. Yeah. And it didn't matter when Marcus Mariota left. He was still top 25. So it's gonna be weird to see that what he does there at UCLA year 4 for him. I think like Lennon Kid said, Scott Frost is probably fired by October with that Nebraska schedule. He's got to be fired. Hawaii is still in rebuild mode, man. But remember, everybody. I remember Hawaii was playing Georgia at one point in a bowl game.
Yeah, that was like
Like
2013, 2012, something like that.
it might have been a little bit earlier than that, but yeah, they were still good. And then they just fell off. I mean, they remember. I don't know if they did anything to honor the guy that passed away for them. The quarterback. I don't know if they did anything to honor him, but
I'm
yeah,
sure they
that was
did.
they probably. Oh, they weren't home though, so I
Oh
guess they'll
yeah.
probably do when they get home. Um, yeah, top 25. We're getting to this real quick. So of course, this is the AP poll. I guess I'll bring up the ESPN poll too. Um,
Okay.
to compare them real quick. Um, because they usually are the same, but they might be a little bit off. Um, because I want to get to where they have Florida, which is weird to me. Um, getting into the AP poll, it was
Uh,
2007. Okay, yeah, okay. It was against Colt. Okay, it was 2007. I knew it was
First
somewhere
off,
around that time. So in the coaches poll, which is really almost the same, is that so the coaches poll. Oh, I go AP poll first. AP poll is Alabama at 1, Oklahoma at 2, Clemson at 3, Ohio State at 4, Georgia at 5, A&M is at 6, Ohio State is at 7, Cincinnati's at 8, Notre Dame 9, North Carolina 10, Oregon 11, Wisconsin 12, Florida's at 13, which I might have to talk about that. Miami at 14, USC at 15, LSU, Indy at 16, Indiana 17, Iowa's 18, 19 is Penn State, 20 Washington, 21 Texas, 22 Coastal Carolina, 23 Louisiana Lafayette, don't 24 Utah, and 25 Arizona State. The others receiving vote, which is the first, I'll give you the first five out: Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, TCU, Liberty, Auburn, and NC State. Michigan isn't even top 25. UCLA only got 2 votes. BYU got 6. Michigan got 12. That's sad. For Michigan. Um, how do
yeah.
you how do you let's be honest. How do you feel about let's Ohio State, not Ohio State, but Florida is at 13 on the AP poll, but you're number 11 on the coaches poll. I didn't go through the coaches poll, but Ole Miss is ranked this year at 25 on the coaches poll. So for you, as a Florida fan, because I don't even like where Georgia's at. Let's be honest. I think Georgia should have been top 4, but they're going to give Oklahoma the respect and putting them up top 3. So I'm going to let that go. But if you're a Florida fan and the AP poll has you at 13 behind Iowa State and Cincinnati, would they have you against, and even in the coaches poll, they have you behind Iowa State and Cincinnati. How does that feel?
Well, it's probably a pretty accurate ranking for preseason, seeing as there's just so much turnover on the offensive side of the ball, and the defense is quite young and still coached by a horrible game manager in Todd Grantham. So it's an accurate place for a Florida team we don't know a lot about right now. I would say that I myself might. I don't think. I think there's a lot of questions about teams ahead of them. I think UNC still has a lot of questions to be answered. I think Wisconsin and Oregon both also have questions that could be answered about what type of situation they're really going into. But I think Florida, it's a pretty accurate ranking for me because there's just so many questions about what's going on where I don't think it really matters as of right now. It matters where you end the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wallace. So according to Lee Corso and what's the other guy? Is it Dave? Um, according to those two, Dave picked us. Dave picked Alabama. Um, Dave picked Alabama to win the SEC championship, but Georgia still makes the Final Four. and then we beat them. Kind of sort of like what happened that year. We played them in the national championship, basically like a rematch. And then Lee Corso had us playing Auburn. No, I think he had us playing Clemson in the or Ohio State in the national championship, and we won. I can't remember their exact top fours because I watched it live, but it was two of them, and then somebody really said somebody else said something crazy. I think they somebody said I think it was two said Alabama. Somebody said Oklahoma. I think two of them might have said Oklahoma, or
Yeah, I
somebody
think
said
two of them did say
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, two said Oklahoma, two said Georgia, and then I thought somebody said something else. I thought somebody picked Alabama. I know somebody. I know like everybody kept trying to put Alabama in like the final in the championship game as always, but they were saying Oklahoma has more talent, which I don't. I really believe they're riding that Spencer Rattler hype. I don't blame him. I mean, he's a good quarterback. It's not like he's a bad quarterback, but I think he just you can't come in there. I couldn't think of his name. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. I know he's from UGA. I wish Maria Taylor was still on ESPN because she would have been on the same. She was on the crew with them too. But we get going into next week. Florida plays Florida Atlantic FAU. Georgia plays Clemson, and Miami is playing. Well, I don't know why I said Miami first, but Alabama is playing Miami. Oh well, let's be honest. Let me just go through top five because I think the person we're playing the hardest game. I think, but because Ohio State plays Minnesota next Thursday, they don't play on Saturday. They play Thursday. I think who else is top five? Let me see. Wisconsin plays Penn State Saturday at 12. That's a big game.
Okay, but why did they put that game at the 12 o'clock slot? They really
That should have been a 4 o'clock slot.
or
really.
a night game. It's at Penn State, right?
Yeah, I know it's at Wisconsin.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense. Because
if it was at Penn State, definitely.
It would definitely have to be a night whiteout game.
That whiteout game, that would have been crazy. And Fox needs a whiteout game. Let's be honest, because Fox, I don't think they've had one yet. It's usually on ABC where the whiteouts happen. So Fox needs a whiteout game. Oklahoma's playing Tulane. Michigan's playing Western Michigan. Okay, so for you, is this Harbaugh's last season?
It should be. Harbaugh should have been fired 2 seasons ago, if anything.
I think he has that Michigan faithful crowd, though.
That's why I'd have to disagree with Frost being fired, because Tom Osborne, who was the coach during those Nebraska championship years in the '90s, he's like now like the athletic director or like some big shot job now, and he like basically handpicked Scott Frost, and so that's why I think they'll give Frost as much time in the world. It doesn't matter how angry the message boards are when the top dog who picked him isn't going to let him go.
Yeah. So, you think Gus Malzahn should go to Michigan?
Gus Malzahn is like a slightly upgraded version of Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's really that much better. I mean, I've seen Gus Malzahn for how many? We've seen him for years, literally, as SEC fans. We've seen Gus Malzahn. I've seen him every year since I've been to Georgia. Since he's got hired at Auburn, I've seen him every year. So he's not that good of a coach. I mean, he's lost to Georgia a lot. I mean, he's beat Georgia a lot, but he's lost to Georgia. I think he's lost to Georgia more than he's won. So I don't trust Auburn. I don't trust Bo Nix at Auburn because, like I said, like I told somebody today, that's Daddy's boy. If y'all don't know, Bo Nix's dad was the quarterback there.
Yep.
So he got that job off of the boosters. Let's be honest, because he's not that good of a quarterback. I don't know if you watched him. I don't think he's that good.
He looks like a deer in headlights every single time he gets pressured.
Yeah, he's not that good. And like I had an Auburn guy come on the night we drafted, not the night we drafted, but that Sunday when we talking about Sharif, and we were talking about it after the show, and he was like, "Man, we got 2 guys behind him who are they have a JUCO transfer or actual transfer, and then they got another guy that came in, and he's like, bro, these guys are should be better than him. So if you got it if it's like that, then you definitely need that. Think about what he did at SEC level, especially against Saban. He beat Saban like twice or three. Iron Bowl, he won kick six,
2013 and 2017.
Yeah, and I don't think he beat him ever since then.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, they've been close games, but he hasn't won. That's like who's the coach at LSU
right now?
No, before Ed Orgeron.
Oh, Les Miles?
Right? Yeah, that's like Les Miles when they used to play them close. Like, oh, well, look what Les Miles did versus Saban. He didn't win a lot. I mean, they gave him tough games. Yeah, they were close, but he didn't win. So, and compare that to Big Ten football and translate to Michigan wanting to beat Ohio State. I don't know, man. Michigan needs to beat Ohio State. They haven't won in since he's taken over. Since Harbaugh's taken over, they haven't beat Ohio State.
The closest they came was that game in 2016, and where they had a bad referee call, and it's
when Ohio State cheated. Yeah. It was overtime, and the dude messed up, and they got the toss play. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was the closest they got to beating them. So. Malzahn is the head coach, and UCF is going to be really good. Oh, he's at UCF. Oh yeah. That'll be fun. That should be fun. Malzahn did beat Saban. He did. Yeah, he beat him. I mean, I'm not going to deny the fact he beat him. He's beaten him 4 more times than any other active coach. And so if you go to Michigan, look at the talent of those teams though. Cam Newton was on one of those teams and they won. Who was 2017's quarterback?
17 didn't have a good quarterback. They had Kerryon Johnson.
They had a good defense that year, I think.
Yeah, that defense ate, and their running game was phenomenal because they did hella swing passes and
yeah, they did. Yeah, I remember when they played because they beat Georgia. They beat Georgia because Georgia was number 2. And then they beat Alabama, who was number 1, and then they ended up losing to Georgia in the championship. Yeah. That's what's so funny about that. Auburn complained to the SEC competition committee that they didn't want to play Georgia and Alabama back to back. So now Georgia's week 4 or something right now,
which is horrible because that game should always be November time. All my memories of that game are November, late October, early November. Good.
Get ready for the SEC championship. The game meant something. Let's be honest. The game Stidham was 2017. Okay, I forgot. Stidham is.
I forgot about Stidham. Is he still with the Patriots?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's quarterback 3 now. Damn. Which is hilarious. Remember everybody thought he was going to start. Everybody was like, Stidham should get the starting job over Cam, and then he just disappeared again. That's what I thought about. But I think about that, not to get into NFL stuff, but to get into it. Why would you had Jarrett Stidham sitting there and was like, you know what, we're just going to still get Mac Jones. We're not even going to believe in Stidham. So, or Cam.
I don't understand the hype around Mac Jones. I think he's just another Alabama quarterback that's been successful in Nick Saban's system and won't do much in the NFL.
He has I like Mac Jones' arm, but I think the best quarterback out that class would be Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I think Zach Wilson is incredibly talented.
I think Zach Wilson has what it takes to be a NFL quarterback, but I don't think the only person I think that has the set. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have to go through some tough times in Jacksonville, and at a certain point he might get out of there. Let's be honest. If they don't build enough around him and Urban Meyers. This is his first NFL job, and you made him rebuild a team. This isn't college. He can't go recruit guys. Yeah. He has to actually draft them.
Well, apparently, a report came out that players were already upset because he's coaching them like a college team and not an NFL team.
Exactly, and he's gonna treat he's gonna condition them like a college team. It's not the same. It's gonna be a weird couple of years down there. And then you just lose ETN. which was supposed to be your running back of the future.
who you
So
traded up into the first round of draft. But I mean, you
yeah,
already have James Robinson. That whole situation just confuses me.
somebody and like I think Devontae said you tried to appease Trevor Lawrence too early.
Yep.
Um, really and truly, because Trevor Lawrence probably saw Paul and was like, "Get ETN. That's been my guy for 4 years." And yeah, so that explains why Auburn is elite and mediocre back to back and then repeat. That when Auburn has a quarterback, they're elite. Let's be honest. It's the same thing with LSU. When LSU has a quarterback, look what they did with Joe Burrow, elite. When they don't have a quarterback, they'll slip down to the depths of the sea. Like, oh, I don't know. Is LSU first game at home? Because there's a hurricane about to hit. Oh no. They're going to UCLA.
Yeah.
So they might have to go play in the Superdome.
That would be interesting.
It would be very interesting if LSU Stadium is messed up because that category is supposed to be like a category 4 or 5 hitting them. So if their stadium gets messed up at any time, that's going to be a crazy situation. I don't count him out, Wallace, but I think it's going to take him a year or two. He's not going to pull a Brady and win 6 rings. I don't think he'll ever do that, but I think he can get them back to playoff status.
Who knows? Another white quarterback with a mediocre arm. Right?
Yeah, you never. If he gets that right, if he gets the right OC, then yeah.
Belichick could work his magic. He can.
Yeah, let's be honest. He said he doesn't want the college attitude and doesn't want to recruit. The thing about Saban is that, dude, you're meant for college. Like, you're not going to be able. Let's be honest. He's not going to be able to do what he could do at Florida or Ohio State. He's not going to be able to work that same type of magic in my eyes. He might, but I don't think he can. Anytime a hurricane hits Louisiana, it's a scary. That's what I'm saying. For LSU, I don't know something they're going to have to might play in the Superdome or they're going to have to play somewhere. I don't know if that's because that's an outside stadium. Oh yeah, I'll say he's better than Stidham. I will say that. Yeah, he's way better than Stidham. I think the only person. That's why I say Bo Nix. Should have. Bo Nix is just horrible. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, it really doesn't. Pat's got a full iron. Why they actually do? They all are from Alabama or Auburn. That's crazy. They need another Alabama quarterback, and then they'll have a 4. They have a 4-on-4. But yeah, they have a full Iron Bowl. Stidham, Cam, and Mac. But the only thing else I really want to talk about is why is Louisiana and Coastal Carolina ranked?
I mean, Coastal Carolina was like undefeated last year. And
yeah, they went what?
Well,
like 9-0 or something like that.
And there's people not playing a shortened season, so I have no idea why they're still ranked. I guess AP just values recent years, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But Auburn's not ranked in any one. Michigan isn't ranked. That's why I say for really, really and truly, for them, you got to get rid of Harbaugh. This has to be the first year you're not ranked. It has to be. This has to be the first year you're not ranked.
Yeah, probably.
And this is Harbaugh's 6th or 7th year.
I think it's his 7th year. I think he was hired when
he was hired before. Yeah, I know. I think he was there before Kirby. So, yeah, you haven't sniffed a Big 12 championship game. I don't think you've gotten close to one. And you're losing to Ohio State, your biggest rival, every year.
Yeah,
yes, you got to do something about that.
CBS Sports put out like a Big Ten predictions thing like earlier this week, and they were like, one of their bold predictions was Michigan only loses by 3 touchdowns this year.
I don't know, man.
tells you where they are as a program.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Florida's schedule. Well, you guys play Alabama this year. Ooh,
Yeah, week 3.
week 3, Alabama. Tennessee's gonna be a blowout.
Yep.
Really, your hardest SEC East game is every year for both of us is us.
Yeah, because the rest of
Literally,
the SEC is garbage.
the East is garbage, and so literally every year we are the game we play October 3rd. Oh, we got October 30th this year.
Yeah,
We didn't get Halloween. Dang, we're a day off of Halloween. Um, so we get to see that game. As always, the last week of October. That game always gets you ready for Halloween or like fall. Like that's like the game where you're like, okay, it's about to get cold.
yeah, that's the
Because that
game
game's always like 70 degrees, but it's getting cool outside.
Yep.
So that's always the game there. I think that's gonna be a fun game for all of us. But next week, like I said, last game, my North Carolina Central Eagles beat Alcorn State in the New Pack Stadium downtown Atlanta. In the MEAC versus SWAC bowl game. Not bowl game, but MEAC versus SWAC rivalry intro game of the season. My Eagles did it. I was really surprised. I didn't think. I love how it says Turner Field as the stadium on Google. That's hilarious.
I mean, everyone still calls it Turner Field. So
Most people still call it Turner Field. I still call it Turner Field when I see it. But yeah, crazy. I mean, you get to see HBC using spotlights, which is nice. It was a really good, like Marquis said, that was a really good game. Man, I'm an NCCU fan, so I'm a MEAC fan. I'll put it like that. I always want the MEAC to win. If you don't know what the MEAC is, it's like I think it's Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. So that's all the HBCUs on the East Coast, and then the SWAC is the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Those are all the guys. Those are like from Alabama over. Only team on the East Coast that's in the SWAC is A&M and Bethune-Cookman. So we needed this win. Let's be honest. Let's really be honest. We needed a big time win on big time TV. I love our quarterback. He looked good. I mean, he looked amazing. He looked like he had some legs on him, which I was surprised. I was more impressed with the way he was able to handle his, like, he didn't get sacked that much. Like, he was taking off. So I was really impressed in that. Our running game ended up taking off. I mean, you going into halftime at 7-7, you wouldn't think that game was going to open up like that. But 10 ended up scoring 10 points in the fourth. But it just felt like the tide changed. If you watched it, it just looked like it felt like the time just changed immediately. Let's be honest. At this point, Marquise, well, you watch. Is this because he's lost another MEAC game? Is this his? Do you think this is Alcorn State coaches? Is this gonna be the year he gets? Is he gonna stay? I'll put it like that. Is he going to stay, or you think he's going to get out of there? Do you think this is his last year there? But if you don't know, they have the fight song is there, the Moon and Gray, the Gray Eagles that wear maroon and gray. So crazy that College Football Game Day chose Alcorn. I think the Migos chose Alcorn. So. Great win for them. Great way to get your name out there. Get these guys. Really get everything out of there. Because Alcorn was the heavy favorite. If we're gonna be honest, Alcorn was the heavy favorite. No, I don't think anybody, because we finished 4-8 in 2019, and then to come out and beat Alcorn State, which was nice. Which I said you needed something like that. You gotta have some type of thing like there. Yeah. There was College Gate. Yeah, Kirby was on there today. Kirby was on there.
Yeah, it was in Atlanta.
Who else came on there? Brent Bellamy was on there before the game. Was it Chip Kelly was on there? Yeah, Chip Kelly. Um,
The Migos.
the Migos performed. Somebody else came on there. Oh, well, Corso's back, of course. But it was nice to see Corso being back. Um, because let's be honest, we hadn't seen him in a long time. Last year we didn't get him. So yeah. Oh good, I didn't miss anything. You missed. I mean, really, I don't even. They really didn't ask Kirby a lot. They just asked him like what he thought the season was going to be like and this and that. So Georgia is going to have a whole 92,000 crowd. If you can see my background, that is what you're going to see this year because I don't think they're gonna have it. I don't think they're not gonna check people for COVID or anything. So
Is
of course, it being Georgia, that's something we would do. So, um,
is the
you know,
Clemson game? Is it like a home game or is it like a neutral
no,
site?
we're going to where are we going? Charlotte, Bank of America. We'll be in Bank of America Stadium. So yeah, we'll get to go through that, which is so weird. Which they should have made it a home and home series, which
Yeah, I don't
I
understand
really
that.
want to see. Um, just as there's another competitive game earlier, Eastern Illinois versus Indiana State, but by the final score 26-21, win by Indiana State. Yeah, man, I'm Google doesn't have every score up here because some of those are FCS. They usually have like FBS on here, but if I go through FCS scores, I'll probably find those. Because let's be honest, this was our first game. This is the first, FCS week 1. Um, we're looking at San Jose State is killing Southern Utah 38-14. Um, but I got a wild prediction. Clemson gonna rout Georgia first. No, no. They should have played their 3. That would have been fun. That really would have been fun to have Fron versus T Law. That would have been cool to see. Y'all don't remember from 3 years ago. Our defense was ridiculous. That was Stokes' sophomore year. That was I'm gonna say Okendeji. That was what's the one that went in the second round? Our linebacker. My God, I really wanted the Falcons to take him before we took Okendeji. I can't even think of his name.
The one that plays for the Bears, like Roquan Smith.
I think no, it might have was Roquan there 3 years ago. It might have been
I have no
Roquan.
idea.
I think it might have. I think no, Floyd. Floyd was 4 years. He was 4 or 5 years ago. It might have been Roquan. It might have been. It would have been Stokes. It would have been our whole cornerback group that got drafted this year. That's what I'm saying. It would have. Yeah, Ojulari. It was Ojulari second year. 3 years ago, yeah, we were still. It's literally almost the same team except our DBs aren't here no more. Our front seven is. I think we lost linebackers. We lost like our second half. So I mean our back. So 3 years ago would have been. Well, no. LeCount was healthy. That's what I'm saying, bro. That team versus Clemson would have been fun. Clemson's gonna get dealt with next Saturday. Yeah. Bank of America Stadium. We will see Georgia versus Clemson. Throwing Georgia Tech. They literally have the Georgia Tech has the hardest schedule in college football. I feel so sad for them. God, I feel so sad for them.
It's bad.
I don't know if you've seen it, Gator, but it's literally they have like 5 or 6 games versus top 10 opponents.
Yeah, they play Notre Dame and you guys out of the conference, which is
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's just not even fair. So they play this week. They play Northern Illinois, which is going. They should go in 2-0. Then they got to go to Clemson. They got to come home and play UNC the next week. So you play Clemson, then you play UNC, then you play Pittsburgh, then you get Duke, then you get Virginia Tech, Miami. So that's another top 25 team. Boston College. I think there's another team. No, Virginia's not ranked, or Virginia Tech. They're not ranked this year. But even still, that's 3 or 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to play 5 ranked teams, and you only play like 12. um, but 30, bro. Clemson's. I hope you know Clemson's not going. Literally, I don't think Clemson's gonna come in cocky. I hope people know that.
I'm
Um,
interested to see how that game plays out because both teams are starting quarterbacks who had limited time last year, and they're known for their defense and running in recent years. But it will be interesting to see. Will one team come out wanting to establish a passing attack, or will both teams kind of play? We want to take control of possession and play defense. It will be interesting to see what happens there, in my opinion.
yeah. My thing is next week for us. Georgia, and everybody's talking about it's going. It's not. Somebody said it wouldn't be a statement game for Georgia. I mean, yeah, and I was like, bro, it's Clemson. No matter how you put it, it's a statement game for Georgia. I don't. Y'all have so much hype, and I don't really think DJ played one game last year and lost it, or he played 2 games. He lost to Notre Dame, and then when he lost to Notre Dame, and then he won like this because then Trevor Lawrence, when he got injured or he got suspended or something, but
No, he had COVID. He was on.
oh yeah, he had COVID for 2 weeks. Yeah, it was just so crazy. Last year was weird. Like that was like the thing going back to last year, what we had to go through for certain teams. Like you lose, and then let's okay, it's 20. Oh, okay, 30 UTEP over. God, Jesus. Um, Clemson lost a lot. They did lose a lot. They lost. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is. I feel like going into the next game. Only thing that hurt us is not having Pickens. We got every wide receiver that was supposedly hurt in our first scrimmage. They're all back now. They all been practicing. That's a heavy favorite. They're gonna be a heavy favorite. I mean, if I will say this, going into game week, because their game day is gonna be there. Lee Corso, I think really Lee Corso is gonna want us. I think Lee Corso was Georgia to win this year. Oh, he did pick Georgia to win this year, but I think that it's weird because everybody's like, well, yeah, Georgia's gonna lose in the SEC championship, but we're still gonna make the playoff games and then win the championship. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it does, but it's just like, why is that your go to? Which that's like what we did. We did the same thing versus Auburn. We lost to Auburn. And then we lost to Auburn. They beat us, and then I think they beat us like 25, and then we ended up beating them about almost the same. So, we lost. That team was 10-0. First, I was gonna say that team wasn't bad. If you go look at that Cincy team, they're not bad. Heisman hopefuls. For this year, I think DJ and JT Daniels are up for the Heisman. Spencer Rattler's number 1, DJ's number 2, JT's number 3, Bryce Young's number 4, and CJ Stroud is number 5. Those are our Heisman hopefuls. But yeah, Georgia has a easier schedule. I think the hardest. That's why I said Gator. We play Auburn October 9th before we play y'all.
That's so weird.
That makes no sense. We play Tennessee in November now. Jesus. He never played Tennessee that late. And then now we have to
always be an early season matchup for y'all
because we always blow them out. And then we play Arkansas again. We play. I think everybody's trying to say South Carolina shouldn't be a cakewalk, but that's a night game in Georgia versus South Carolina. I don't like their odds of that game. I don't like South Carolina's odds at all. Of course, we play Vanderbilt. We had to fill in Auburn's game with Charleston Southern. I'm like, Jesus, that's so stupid. But I want your opinion on that. Who's your Heisman? at this point before going into the season? Who's your Heisman?
I mean, I would hope it would be Emory Jones,
Oh, of
but
course.
if I had to pick someone, I'd probably go with Spencer Rattler just because Lincoln Riley's going to put up big numbers on those Big 12 defenses with his Oklahoma offense. So, I mean, I would lean towards Spencer Rattler. I hope it's Emory Jones. But if I had to go with someone outside of Rattler in the Big 12, I would probably go with DJ. Probably.
I think DJ. It's so funny because let's be honest. I said that. I said this. I would like I said this. What else? I said this. Early in the year, and if you were on the show early in the year, I was saying this on King's Realm. JT Daniels was going to be in the Heisman conversation. Everybody was like, "No, he isn't. He's not that good." No, 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 bro. He was going to be in the Heisman conversation. And the first quarterback they talked about on College Game Day, they talked about Rattler, they talked about DJ, and then they talked about JT for a minute. And JT is one of the reasons why people are picking Georgia to win. So that's I think DJ that look, my whole thing this weekend with Georgia and Clemson is that's a Heisman battle. Let's go back to Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson. That was a Heisman battle, even though Watson didn't win it. That was a Heisman battle, and Watson should have won one, which was ridiculous. He didn't win the championship, which was better. But you got to think like this year. I don't think there's a position player that's going to win it. I think it's going to be a quarterback. Rattler's going to come in and give you big numbers for Nick Rodney. Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Cater? What'd you say, Gator?
When was the last time a non-quarterback won it? That's
last year.
Know. Wait, who won it last year? Oh my gosh, yeah, Devontae Smith.
Didn't he win it last year?
Yeah, he did.
That was the thing. He's because the year I thought Manti Te'o was going to win it. Who won it that year? Wasn't it a running back that year?
Was that Derrick Henry?
It might have been. Was that Derrick Henry's?
Or Mark Ingram, maybe. I don't know.
Was it Mark Ingram?
Alabama running back?
It probably was.
And then 2009. 2009 was Mark Ingram, but that should have been Ndamukong Suh should have won that one.
Yeah, they're never gonna get it to a defensive player. I don't think. I don't remember a defensive player winning a Heisman.
Yeah, the closest in the 21st century, I think the closest someone has gotten it was Suh in 2009, and then Tyrone Matthew, or maybe it was Jamal Adams in like 2012. But that's because he was also like a special teams return guy.
So the year Manti Te'o was what's his name won it? Manziel won it.
Oh, there we go.
Which is me. It was Manziel, Colin. Where is Colin Klein at now? And Manti Te'o. So
Manti
yeah,
Te'o is still trying to find his girlfriend.
Jesus, that was horrible. He was second. Manti Te'o finished second, and then Manziel won it that year. Mississippi State is going to be good this season. I think Mississippi State with Hugh Freeze and that, what is it, the air raid, that's going to be a scary offense. They put up 70 last year, didn't they, on the team? I think they put up 70 on somebody last year. So I think they have let me see if I can go find that game last year. They hung. No. What year was that? They put up a whole bunch of points one year. I don't know. It was just his first year. Well, first game they won 38-28. They beat Mississippi Southern Miss 38-15. They lost to Kansas. Remember, everybody knows the famous play when the dude jumped versus Kansas State and got flipped like a helicopter. Only thing about them is that they got beat they lost to Tennessee. But this is 2019. So I don't know. I don't see 2020. Let me see if I can find 2020. Um, because remember they beat LSU um last year. They really and truly they should have beat Mississippi State. I mean, they should beat Texas A&M. But I want to talk about this. You are smoking. I don't know what you're smoking. JT. First off, JT is higher ranked than Trash coming out of high school. Um, JT literally. I mean, I don't even go get into it. But this man said Emery's better than Jesus. I don't think. Well, Wallace knows. I don't think you know what Todd Monken offense is and why it fits JT perfectly. That's why I say don't be that, but that's why everyone wanted to get that loss early, pretty much. I think Dan's gonna be. I think so too. Yeah, Jabril Peppers was close. He should have won that, bro. It's been a whole bunch of. It's Mike Leach. Yeah, it's Mike Leach. My fault. Charles Woodson was the last defensive player to win it. How long has that been? Golly. He was one of the early bright spots for Harbaugh. Yeah, Jabril Peppers was. Did he come in the league and do anything though? No, he like died off. Remember he got hurt. He got hurt. Remember he's on the Giants now. Remember he came in the league hurt. And he like break his leg or something in the bowl game.
Maybe that sounds familiar.
I think he got hurt in the bowl game that year, and that's when players stopped playing. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was before. Yeah, he got hurt before he missed that Orange Bowl with the injury, with the hamstring injury.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember everybody was wondering what was wrong because he wasn't playing. I knew it was something like that. He got like his leg got real tight or something. Mike Leach. It's Leach. Yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah, Hugh Freeze is still the coach at Liberty. What? JT didn't play another Power 5 QB in high school, LOL. What? I think yes he did. He went to Mater Dei, didn't he? Where did JT Daniels go to high school? I cannot. I think he went to. Did he go to Mater? I can't remember high school because he's from California. Yeah, he went to Mater Dei. What are you talking about? He went to one of the best high schools in high school football. JT got he's not calling the plays no more. He was in that Odell trade. That's what I thought. Has been productive. Yeah, because I remember he got drafted. But they risking entry. Yeah. Played under De'Aaron King. Oh yeah, he did play under De'Aaron King. Yeah, he did. I forgot about that. They were talking about that on TV.
They talk about it every single week.
Every week. Oh yeah, De'Aaron King and Kyle Trask went to school together, and blah 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 and blah. Okay. I said under, not against. Still, that's when I thought you said he didn't play against. I was like, yo. He played at Mater Dei High School. That's what I thought. And of course, everybody knows Mater Dei. If you watch high school football, Mater Dei is one of the best high schools. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Next week, rivalry week is Thursday. QB's under Mawkins in their second under usually go off. Yeah. I had to let me see. That's because Todd is it Todd Mawkins? Georgia's brought in. We brought in a lot of and I'm not gonna lie, we brought in a lot of OCs. But I think hopefully this is the one that he's the one. I'll put it like that. Hopefully he's the one. Because we need a savior. I'll put it like that on offense because we can't go. Um, my school's been is 3-30, and Jesus Christ,
Yikes. That is bad.
Jesus. Um, let me see. Let me see what his offensive top marking records this guy. I'll go through this. He was the OC. Where is he? This is Tampa Bay and Cleveland. He was Cleveland's OC in 2019. So he had Baker's what? He had Baker's what last year or not last year, but his first or second year there, and Baker did okay. So hopefully we will see something out of him. But JC Daniels has they talk about him saying that he's been the one that go. He's been talking to him all off season, and that he's one of the most studied guys. But Thursday, September 2nd, is it the 2nd? Yeah. We are doing Rivalry Week. The Rivalry Week premiere is coming out September 2nd, y'all. Come on and watch it. We're doing Clemson. We're going to have a Clemson guy come on and talk about the game. It'll be me and Dawn. So we'll talk about the other college games in Georgia and what's going on with the other teams here. But other than that, we will be talking about that game. And then Saturday night, I think I'm going live. If I don't do the whole game, I'm doing the fourth quarter. Unless it's a blowout. Either way, I probably won't. But I will be on at night around the same time, around 11, 12. Because I do this. I'm doing this right after the 7 o'clock game, which is the Georgia game. So it would probably be around 11, 12. But I'll be on here with hopefully some other guys to come on. Of course, Blake will be on. He said he's going to come on. King might come on. We'll see. He was the OC at LSU. Okay, yeah. So yeah, definitely want to thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Gator. You got anything you want to shout out?
I've got nothing as always.
As always. Well, if you guys go on GHSM, you can read some of his articles. He did a Hawks review for the season after the season ended. He's done a couple of reviews, so go read his stuff over there. Follow him at Twitter at GatorDude. Is it GatorDude 303?
Yeah.
Yeah, at GatorDude 303. Like I said, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys again for 2.4. Road at 3,000. 600 away. So share this with your friends. Like it, subscribe, send it out. Everything, I'm doing Georgia stuff, y'all. I'm talking Georgia. So let's go. Oh yeah. Get Blake to 50. Blake's not at 50, y'all. Come on. We're a better fan. You guys are better fans than that. Get him to 50 on Twitter.
I think he might be forgetting there.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Wallace. Trying to put out good content. Wallace, if you want to come on one show, shoot me on Facebook. It's TJ Monday on Facebook. If you want to add me on Facebook, it's TJ Monday. If you want to get on, I definitely will come on and let you guys come on. Newsome Sports ATL. You guys, Newsome Sports ATL. He's 2 away. Go shoot him a follow. Great show tonight. Thank you, Marquis. Hey, go Dogs, Wallace. Go Dogs. I'm getting my setup right, y'all. I gotta get my Georgia stuff on my wall. So by next Saturday, we will have all my Georgia and Falcon stuff up, hopefully. That's the plan this week. So yeah, y'all, baseball stuff. Gotta get him out of there. So gotta get this baseball stuff out. But like I said, gotta go, guys. Thank you for coming out and listening. We'll see y'all Thursday. Well, actually, no. We'll see y'all tomorrow after the game. After the Falcons game. All right. Peace.